guys, Dr. Christy Ennis. There are a lot of exercises out there that claim to work this lovely glute medius muscle, or the technical term side butt muscle. But today we're going to go over what research actually shows truly highly activates all parts of this muscle today. The gluteus medius, besides being a super duper fun name to say, is very important in helping to stabilize the pelvis, so that if it's off and not working very well, you kind of get a very sexy look, but that actually puts a lot of stress on the back and the knee. So we're going to go over those exercises right now to help you strengthen that up, protect that back, protect that knee. So exercise number 1 is going to be your biggest bang for your buck. It actually is going to target all parts of that gluteus medius side butt muscle, according to research which did some little electrodes basically to show, okay, which muscles are going to be, or which part of the muscle gets most activated with all these exercises. So this is called the hip hitch or hike. Say that 10 times fast. Or I like to call it the sassy teenager, because this is what it looks like. We're going to show you 2 different ways actually to do this. But if you can stand on one leg, use something to hang on to if you need to, and you're going to drop that hip. You don't have to give a little scowl with it. It's the standing leg that's actually doing the work. So once that hip is dropped, now I'm going to squeeze into that side to lift that hip all the way back up. So it's not a squat. I'm not coming up and down here. I'm really trying to drop that hip and then pick it back up. So it's really, I'm going to turn this way, it's really right here that you're using. Now, it can be a little challenging, right, to do that one. So sometimes to make it a little easier, I'll have people step onto a step. And that you can clearly get a little bit better of a drop. And you've got a little bit more of a drop to lift from. So sometimes that's a little bit easier conceptually to kind of get the hang of for this one. So you want to go to fatigue on this one, and usually that's anywhere between 10 to 20 repetitions for this first exercise. All right, exercise number 2 is an isometric, meaning you're not going to see me do anything, but you're going to have to pretend. This one actually gets both the front and the back portion of this muscle here. Not only that, but this one and the one before it also get the gluteus minimus, which also helps in stabilization. So another really good one. So if you bring your feet kind of nice and wide, what you want to think about is that you're going to be sliding your feet apart or pressing your legs out, but you're not actually moving. So it's just a don't hold your breath, but really think about pressing out, and you're really using these in here, and you're just holding and breathing for 15 or 20 seconds for this one. And then there's also another way to do this one if this one is a little bit challenging visually or spatially. So sometimes just thinking about pressing out is a little bit challenging. So if you have something to push against, that becomes a little bit easier. And since I am outside, I'm going to use this fabulous tree. You can use a wall, a tree, or anything that you want. I'm going to bring this leg up. I know I'm leaning a touch here, but what you want to think about is pressing now this thigh right into the tree. So I'm actually using this muscle to help me stabilize on this leg, and then this leg's pressing right into that tree. And if you can bring it up even a little higher, you can do that, and you'll get both legs working at the same time. All right, exercise number 3 is going to get the front portion of that side butt muscle today. Now just know also that with the studies that were done on this muscle, they did use varying different heights and a little bit different angles in the body, although they all activated that front part in a very high way. So I always tell people, do what feels comfortable for you as far as the level of the step or stone that you're going to use. So it's going to be the leg in front, the standing leg, that's going to be the one activated. You're going to put that back leg behind you, toes up on that step. I usually bring my leg out just a little bit here. Woohoo, there goes my balance. And you're actually going to try to just use this front leg to bring you down and back up again. And you really should feel that in that butt. Now sometimes I have people shift back, right? Shift their hips back just a touch if they're having difficulty feeling that a little bit versus coming more forward. So sometimes it's just that shift back, and then you may even need to move that foot out just a touch. So it looks like this on the other side. Same idea. And then really thinking about using, right here. Now you're getting some gluteus maximus, that big butt muscle activation as well. So go ahead and shoot for 10 to 15 repetitions on this one. All right, exercise 4 is, yay, lying down right on your side. And this is going to get the middle portion of that muscle. So when you are getting into the position, you want to make sure that you look down. And when you look down, and you can see your toes and maybe some of your feet, but not much of your leg. That's how you know you're in a straight line. I tend to bend the bottom leg to have it be a little bit more comfortable. And then you actually want to rotate that foot down as you go to lift that leg up. This helps to activate those muscles even more versus with that foot straight or with that foot turned up. So think foot turned down. And I always tell people, aim for that back heel there too. It should almost feel like you're bringing that leg backwards a little bit. Try to go to fatigue here as well, which oftentimes tends to be around 20 reps, but it's okay if it's less or a little bit more too. All right, our last exercise is going to be standing, still getting those middle fibers, but this again is just an alternative in case you don't want to do the lying down one or you just want to mix it up a little bit. So make sure that those feet are pointing straight forwards, and the studies did show adding a little bit of resistance. So you can always start with a light band. I've got a pretty heavy one on, and I'll link this one below too because I love it. But we're going to stay, like I said, feet pointing straight forward. You're going to take a nice step to the side and then step. So with this, you're going to shift your body weight, but you want to make sure that you're not leaning. I really almost did fall over, leaning and doing like a little penguin. So it's just that shift. Again, 10 to 15 reps to each side.